talk. So we have a fan coming on right now, Derrick. This is called the Moonshot, and they're going to come on. I don't know what the question they're going to ask you. They're going to get to talk to you, meet you. They're a fan of yours, so I'm very excited about this. So they should be coming on here in a second. And we've got Marnie on the line.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. This is so fun. So nice to meet you.
You too. Moonshot from Marnie.
Moonshot from Marnie. She is here. I'm hoping with a spectacular question for you, Derrick. Maybe put you on the spot a little bit.
I've got some questions for sure. I always have questions for the challenge. Big fan here. You're an OG, Derrick. You really are.
Thank you. Thank you. Nowadays everyone's an OG. So it's like, well, how do you categorize the prehistoric OGs?
I feel like you're an OG because you were like from the beginning, like Road Rules. Now that was actually my first question for you. What do you feel about them bringing on all these different reality show people, like from Big Brother and Survivor and like not MTV shows?
Yeah, the sad truth is that I think it's good for the franchise, and I understand why they're doing it. I would have to propose the question right back at you, being a viewer, because obviously, I get put in a category where there's only what 3, 4 OGs. So until CT, Wes, and Johnny really want to hang it up for a season, that doesn't open up a spot for this type of OG. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I think you're right. Like from the viewer standpoint, it definitely brought in some fun, different characters that are entertaining, I think. Like some are just out of control, but I don't know. I love going back to the OGs. I was gonna ask, like, if you're ever gonna come back in the future, does it have to be when one of them kind of dips out?
You know, to be honest, with you, like I don't know.
Yeah.
If the recipe, I'd probably be in there every season, but
Yeah.
I don't. I think you really have to at this point in the game bring in sparks to every scene, to
Right.
everything you say, to everything you do in the house, to every interaction you have with every person. Like there needs to be a possibility that there's going to be some sort of combustible energy, whether it's you know feuding, fighting, the other F word. um and at this point you almost need to bring it all to
Yeah. The
consider.
entertainment. Yeah, and CT doesn't really bring the feuding anymore. He's really grown up a bit.
Well, I think with CT, it's like here's the thing: is I think it's the same with anybody that you've seen that's an OG or that you've seen on the show more than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna get at any point. That ticking time bomb lives inside you. Like it's never gone.
Yeah, that's true.
All it takes is one extra drink or one extra disrespectful word, and bam, it's on.
Yeah,
So
switch
I
in a
think that's
second.
something that CT will always have in him. It's something that like always have in me, and
Yeah.
most of these other characters that have these like you know these these scenes.
Yeah, agreed. What do you think about Wes and Bananas working together this season? I was dying to know that.
Yeah, I I don't like it. I think it's fake, and I
Yeah.
don't know this for a fact,
Right.
but when you see two people, really really dislike each other for that many years, to go, all right, there would have had to have been. I mean, just last season, the last 2 seasons, they were coming at each other's throats, figuring
Yeah.
out ways to get the other one out. So I think for a lot of people, I think people really enjoy the tag team. Oh, we've never seen this before effect. This is cool. But I think for people, even people that are either all West Side or all of Johnny's side, are kind of like, what is this? I've
Yeah.
grown to not like Wes, or I've grown to not like Johnny for so long. Now you're gonna try to get me to fake that I like this? I don't
Right.
know. That's what
It's
it feels like.
confusing. For the audience, it's kind of, Ethan, I feel like you would agree, it's kind of like fun to see two people that always hated each other. I think it's good for TV. I think we kind of know it's somewhat fake and, fun for the show. I would assume in real life they don't really talk or they're not really friends, but that would be me assuming.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep in touch here and there, but from someone that has been around this personally, I wouldn't think that, but look, relationships are mended, fences are mended all the time. There may be a common theme, a common enemy that brings them together. And in this case, like it's the franchise. It's like you just said, we think it's good for TV. They probably think it's good for TV too. And
Yeah, agreed.
that's why, there's
I have one last question for you. As far as this season goes, who's a new newbie that you like, and who do you see kind of winning or getting pretty far?
So are we just talking about rookies, just like the big brother?
Maybe like rookies in general the last couple of seasons.
Here's the thing: is like a guy like Fessy, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like he kind of lays under the radar. He's there for the sport. He's not, really getting into it with anybody. Like that's how, most of the guys that eventually you enjoy watching later on as a couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out like he's a good competitor. He's got a good personality. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like these are the guys that you want to see compete and do well, because he's quiet. Now,
yeah,
it's like once they start like kind of getting out of line and, screaming and yelling at this person or that person, then you start like, maybe not so much your favorite or whatever. So I think he's off to a good start. Only time will tell, I guess. But that's just the one that sticks out in my mind right now. But obviously when we had Turbo come out, Turbo was like,
he was crazy.
It was like Turbo Mania,
Yeah, he was insane.
Yeah, and all he did was give like sound bites, 1 sentence sound bites. Yes.
He was quite a character, that's for sure. He's kind of a liability. I worried about him doing something really insane.
Well, we had a good time with him in San Francisco, D. I mean, he was awesome.
Actually, Ethan had the best time with him because
he
ended up being in a car with Turbo for about 7 hours.
Did you? I saw your photo with him.
From 7 p.m. at night to 2 a.m. in San Francisco, I get there, and Dee and Darrell have had a great time. I'm not even sure they remember us getting there. We'll see. But yeah, no, it was a fun car ride with Turbo. He was ready to be in San Francisco.
Oh my God. I feel like that would be a very entertaining car ride. That's a fun time. Well, you really are an OG, Derrick, and I hope in the next couple of seasons you can come back. I know I would love to see it. So
thank you. I appreciate it. We'll keep pounding on them sites and doors and tags.
I can do it. I'll do it. I can vouch for you. Yeah.
Maybe, but who knows? There's been a lot of people pounding, and
yeah. I guess we'll see. Thanks for having me, Ethan. This was so fun. I'll come back anytime.
Thank you, Marnie. I'm glad you guys got to meet, and thank you for tossing a moonshot Derrick's way. We'll catch you in the future.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
See you. Nice to meet you.